guys, welcome to another lesson, and in this lesson I want to give you guys a brief overview of retrieval and what it is and why it's important pretty much before we dive deeper into the nuances of different retrieval techniques, etc., all that. So if you watch the beginning module, you'll notice that there I talk about retrieval being one of the core components in the self-learner program, and it is. So it's a core part of learning because we don't just want to consume and process information in the right way, we want to be able to retrieve it under the right circumstances. And so here I've broken down the retrieval process and how it looks like, and we also have a definition here. So pretty much it's bringing information to mind, and where we go from long-term memory, where we've learned it and stored it, since now we want to implement it, we bring it to working memory, which if you look at the first video where I talked about the learning process, we saw it there. And so working memory is limited, and it's pretty much where we hold on and manipulate the information so that we can actually implement it in real life. So here is actually me drawing a hammer, which is meant to represent implementing it in whatever scenario we want. Alright, so that's retrieval. Now let me explain a bit why it's so important. So there are really three reasons why it's so important. One of them is that by consistently retrieving information, you're actually, you could say, strengthening the neural pathways that go from where it's stored in working memory, where you're actually then going to use it. And by doing that, you're able to retrieve it much more quickly each and every time. So if you think of something that you know and learn and know very well, like let's say adding numbers, right? When you say what's 2 plus 2 or something like that, immediately you can retrieve the required knowledge to do that, right? So you retrieve it, you have things in working memory, and you do the computation and give the answer. So those pathways get strengthened by doing retrieval over and over again, right? So the other reason, and this is related to that, is retention. So not just speed, but you're able to remember it for a longer period of time if you do these retrieval sessions, which later on we'll look at the techniques and everything like that. The other reason why it's important is that several of the retrieval techniques that we'll look at also shine light on where your gaps in knowledge are, both in terms of when you're actually doing it, but just general gaps in, I'm actually missing information. So two of the techniques that we'll look at for retrieval, which are probably like the two biggest ones, are just solving problems, so problem solving, and self-explanations. Both of these allow you to find gaps in your knowledge, because if you're struggling to solve a problem, chances are there's like a certain gap where if you got it wrong, chances are that there's a certain gap. And same with self-explanations. If you have a very specific self-explanation where you're going through everything in a very thorough manner and you find yourself stuck, that's a symptom that there's a gap in my understanding. So these are really the three reasons why we do retrieval. And yeah, so that's pretty much kind of like what I wanted to get with this overview, why is this so important, and a little bit about what it is and what happens when you're actually doing retrieval. Alright, so see you guys in the next lessons, alright?